So last week, I wasn't able to put out a Friday video. And the main reason I couldn't put out a Friday video was because last minute, a good friend of mine from Alaska was able to come down and visit. His wife was coming down for a work conference, and at the last minute, he was asked by his wife, "Do you want to join me and come on down?" And he said, "Yes, that's where Phil lives. I'd love to go down." So last minute, they kind of came down, and I was able to hang out with him for the week. Meant no Friday video, but I haven't seen his wife since we left Alaska, and we hadn't gone out, and we hadn't seen each other since LVO. And then we see each other every LVO, but to see each other twice in a weekend, twice in a year is pretty much unheard of. So he came down and we hung out, and we mostly just kind of chatted and saw each other and relaxed and enjoyed each other's company. But he also brought his army, and we filmed a battle report. You can see it. It's the one with the Grey Knights. Totally awesome looking army. We had a ton of fun, and it got me thinking about our relationship. And it got me thinking about the whole hobby and what I think about when I think about the hobby. Because he was the guy who helped me start my channel. So he was with me, and we went out and we bought like this felt to make the battle mat, original battle mat we were going to use. We bought some some foam board to build ruins to play on, and we ended up doing nothing with that. But he helped me do my first battle reports for the channel. So if you look at the first two battle reports, the first two videos on my channel, those are with my friend Matt. And throughout the years that we've been together, been friends and worked together, we've had a lot that we've been able to do together with this hobby that have brought a lot of really good memories and things that really make me feel good inside when I think about them when it comes to this hobby and when it just comes to life in general. Now, he's a very good player, and he's a very good painter, and he does a lot of things that are really good when it comes to the hobby. But the things I always remember about him, and when I think about him and the times that we've had together, are just the fun that we've had together because of the hobby. And it may not even be related to the hobby. For instance, we've been going to LVO together for a couple of years, a bunch of years together, and what I remember from those trips is not my results. It's not the armies that I was playing. It's been the fun times that we've had. When I think of LVO, the first thing I think about is huge frozen drinks and sushi burritos, because that's what we do every time. And that got me thinking about what's important about the hobby and what it does. So if my greatest memories with my friend about this hobby have nothing to do with the game itself and have everything to do with everything around the game, then what does that mean about what we do, about how we enjoy this game? And it made me realize that what I strive to do and the things that stick with me are the memories that I make. And that could be everything from the people that I meet to the things that I do, the models that I paint, the times that I have surrounding the game, traveling to tournaments, all of it. The things that I remember are the fun times that I've had. And don't get me wrong, there are things that I remember that are not fun. I've had a couple, like I can think of 3 games in particular, 4 games maybe, that I can remember that I had a not fun time with. But that's 4 games out of like hundreds that I've played since I've gotten back into the game. That I've done for either the channel, I think I'm on Battle Report 300 and... or no, 400, 500, something like that. 500 something, 500, close to 550 of battle reports, you know? And that's also, then you include all of the games that I've played off of videos and the games that I've played in tournaments. It's way up there. I've played probably close to 1,000, if not more, games in all my time playing since I've started back into the game. And, I mean, if I can remember 4 being not fun to play, that says something. And what it says to me is that the games that I've been searching out, the games that I've wanted to do, and the kind of people that I play with are games that are fun. And it's that fun that creates those memories. And it doesn't matter if I won, it doesn't matter if I lost. I cannot remember the score on any single game that I've ever played. I can remember some losses, I can remember some wins, but mostly I remember when I won or lost based upon outside forces that came around that. You know, I had a game at ATC that I won against Andrew Gagnon where my heart was literally pounding because I had known this guy or heard this guy's name and I knew how good of a player he was, and I ended up getting the win for my team. And that's what I remember, is managed to get the win for my team. And it was certainly skewed by way. Like, it was, we you know, he went up as a defender and we put my list as a hard counter to his list, and sure enough, it was a hard counter. And that's why I got the win, but I remember it because my team was super ecstatic about me being able to beat one of the top players in the world at the time for the team. And that's why I remember that win. I remember that I lost to John Lennon at the GW tournament down in Orlando this last summer. And the reason I remember I lost that game was because I was playing against John Lennon, and I was number 1 on the seeding going into that game. It was like the first game of day 2 of the tournament, and I got my butt handed to me. But what I remember around it was like feeling ridiculously overexcited about being number 1, realizing that I was out of my depth and being number 1, and then playing and having a wonderful game against him, but getting beaten as I should have. And that's what I remember. I remember those things about it. I don't remember like what stratagems I played. I don't remember what points we had. I can't remember a single point value for any of the games that I've played. And I think the reason is that it doesn't matter to me what happens there. I don't care what my score was. I don't care if I scored high. I don't care if I scored low. I don't care if I missed out on points that I could have gotten. I try to play the game and have fun. And I always try to win. I don't throw games. I don't just like pull punches. I go in and I try to win. I always try to win when I'm playing someone. When I'm making lists for the battle report, sometimes I might tailor a list so it becomes a closer game than it might otherwise be. I can make lists that are stronger. I can make lists that are softer, but it's always with the understanding with my partner that I'm going to be playing with that that's what we're going for. So I never go into something wanting to lose. I never go into something thinking I'm going to lose. And I never go into something pulling punches when I play. I'm always trying to win. Always trying to win. Because at that point, if I don't, I'm not being fair to my opponent. And what's the point of playing the game if you're not trying to win? With that said, I don't try to win by cheating. I don't try to win by gotcha. I try to win through just better tactics, better list building, and hopefully better luck. And at the end of the day, that creates games that may not be memorable, when you win or lose, but it puts me in a position where I can have incredible experiences. And to me, that's what this hobby can do. And granted, some of my experiences are probably not experiences that you might have. Like, you're not going to, you will go to Gibraltar and play in a tournament there. They have their GT that's coming up soon that you can go with, SM Battle Reports GT. You can try to get a ticket for that. You can try to put in for No Retreat. So maybe you will be taking a trip to Gibraltar to play. But I got invited because of having the channel and everything. And I got to meet a whole bunch of really cool content producers, and some of them knew me, which was incredible. And I've made some incredible friends through that. And I've also made incredible friends at tournaments. I've made incredible friends who wanted to just play on the channel. I've had a ton of people that have built and painted models just to have them on the channel and help me out with what I'm trying to do. I've had friends that build and paint scenery because they want to be on the channel and help me out with that have offered up their space for me to play in. Like Casa Daniil has been an incredible help to me in this channel, especially since all of the stuff that's been going on. And that's out of the kindness of his heart that he's been willing to do that. And those are the things that I remember. Those are the things that stick with me. It's not my games that I win. It's not the games that I lose. It's not how many points I win. It's not what awesome list that I've built. I remember the fun things, and I remember the things that make me feel an emotion and make me feel a good emotion is what I always remember. So for instance, when I'm looking out over all of these models that I've painted over the years, hundreds and hundreds of models, the one that always comes to mind is this baby back over here. my Knight Valiant. Not because he's the best model on the table. He hasn't scored me a lot of things. The most memorable thing he's done on the table is explode and kill my friends. My friends, I think Luda Squad. Tank buses. Killed my friend's tank buses after he exploded 12 inches away. That's what I remember. But the reason I remember it is because I tried something new. I did this freehand. That's the first time I did really freehand on a model. And this model was given to me by my brother for Christmas because he thought it looked rad, and it does. And that's what I remember, is those memories that I got from it. The Dark Angels have won me more games than any other army by far. My Gene Stealer cult have done incredible things, but I remember my Knight because of the memory that comes with it. And even when it comes to my Dark Angels army, I remember this guy because my friend gave me the heads so that I could make him into a Glacial Geek guy. I remember this guy back over here because a friend decided to make him for me with a beard. And that's what I remember. I don't remember grinding through 1,000 little Griblies because that was a miserable experience and I don't want to do it. I remember all of the ideas and thoughts that come along with it. I remember my sister's army because of the experience of having to grind through painting an entire army. Are any of these models ones that I remember as my best paint job? Probably not. I'm very proud of what I did. I think they look incredible. And some of them are probably up there. But I don't remember it because of that. I remember them because of the experience of having painted them. And thinking about that made me come to a conclusion about all of why these experiences are important to me. What this hobby provides is an opportunity to make memories. Because there's a certain level of commitment that it takes to get into this hobby, a certain level of commitment to play these games. And because of that, the people that you're going to be with have a certain level of commitment to it. And with that level of commitment comes a deeper appreciation for what you're doing. So if you're just playing a video game with someone, random person online, there could be some incredible games that you remember, but they're not going to be as heartfelt memory building as the ones that you will make in this hobby. Because this hobby provides you with a deeper commitment to it than picking up a quick online game on the Xbox. And that's what I would tell every single person out there, is stop focusing on securing objectives and start focusing on securing memories. Because at the end of the day, that's what you're going to bring from this hobby. You're not going to remember your points that you score. You're going to remember your friendships that you make. You're not going to remember the stratagems you forgot to play. You're going to remember the dinners that you had with the other competitors after the tournament. You're going to remember the reaction that your family had to your first model, or your 30th model, or your 500th model. Those are what you're going to remember. Meeting people, having fun together, working on something that you're very proud of, and being able to show it off. That is what this game provides the opportunity for. And it is what is important in this game. So you should absolutely take the time that you need to paint up that tough list for that tournament that's coming up. But you should also absolutely take the time to paint up that cool model that's not going to make it into a list, but looks rad and you want to have them on your shelf and you want to show them off to your friends. You should absolutely play super tough lists to prepare for an upcoming tournament. You should play really tough lists at a tournament. But you should absolutely also play super skewed lists against your friends to see how many grots you could put on the field and how long will they last against my all intercessor team. Create those memories. Make a story. Make an evening and put yourself in a position to enjoy the ups and downs that playing a dice game will make. My most vivid memory of any dice roll that I've ever made was when I was playing my friend Marcus, and he's an extremely good friend of mine, and we have a lot of fun playing. And I had a Dark Talon with 1 wound left, and he shot into it with a ton of stuff, was down to 1 wound. I had 5 saves to make. I had 5 ups to make them. He had 1 wound left, so I had no room for error. And I think this is before the CP reroll? No, maybe not. I don't know, I can't remember. But regardless, I rolled the 5 dice, and they were all 5 ups. And the 2 of us just lost it. I mean, absolutely lost it. We were laughing so hard that the rest of the store was looking over being like, what is going on over there? And it was a ton of fun. I honestly cannot remember who won that game. I think right after that, in the next charge phase, Celestine charged into my Dark Talon and ended up slicing him out of the sky. So, it wasn't long lasting, but it was super memorable. And the reason it was memorable was because neither of us was putting too much importance on winning that game. We were both trying to win, we were both playing very hard, and we were both doing the best we could. But at the end of the day, neither of us honestly cared what the final result was going to be, because we were there to have fun with each other and have a good game, which allowed us to enjoy that save and allowed me to enjoy Celestine just slicing it out of the air the next phase. So put yourself in positions to make those memories. Put yourself in positions to have fun and enjoy this hobby for everything that it's worth. Because some of the best people that I've met in this world have been through this hobby. Some of my greatest memories are through things that I've done because of this hobby. So put yourself out there. Try something. Do you want to make a battle report? Who cares if anyone watches it? Make it. Make a YouTube channel. Put it up there. Get 5 views. Everyone does. It gets 5 views. And you'll get a crappy comment, but you'll have made something that you could be proud of that you want to build from. Or you don't build from it. You just make the 1 battle report and call it a day. Or maybe you become the next Tabletop Titans. Who knows? But I can guarantee you, if you take it too seriously, if you don't allow yourself to have fun, if you don't focus on the positives, and you don't put yourself out there, none of it's going to come. You will have no memories that are worth holding because you didn't focus on the most important part of this hobby. It's not the wins. It's not the lists. It's the memories. So do that. Go secure some memories while securing objectives. Because at the end of the day, that's what we're left with after it. Because once I roll, inevitably, someday will come when I roll my last D6. And when that happens, I will still have the memories of stumbling through making my first battle reports with Matt. Or horribly failing at making a Shadow Wars Armageddon campaign with Jonathan. Or my Dark Talon surviving against the shooting of my friend Marcus. Or getting to meet tons of people from around the world because of this game. Those are the memories I'm going to have, and that's what I'm going to take away with it. Not my dice rolls, not my results, not my points. Those memories. And that's what I'll have at the end of the day when the dice stop rolling, when the paint finally gets put up on the shelf. I'll have those memories. And I want you to have those memories too. And those memories are why I'm still doing this after these years. taking all of the crappy comments that I get on YouTube. I get plenty of wonderful ones, and the vast majority of wonderful ones from you guys. But I also get my fair share of crappy comments. And for me to face that, to face the handful of annoying opponents that I've had to face, the long drives sometimes to go to tournaments, the unwelcome results that I sometimes get. At the end of the day, the things I'm going to have are all these memories that I've made along the way because I put myself out there, because I did those things. You know, I've got a story to tell about those sisters because I grinded through painting them. You know, I probably paid more money than I should have to get myself over to Gibraltar to go play in No Retreat Legends. But I will remember that event for the rest of my life because of the people that I met and the times that I had. Same thing with getting to LVO. Same thing to going to Warzone Atlanta. Same thing going down to Orlando. I put myself out there and I did things like going down to Orlando. I went by myself. Didn't room with anyone. I drove down myself. I stayed there by myself. And I had a good time. I had a wonderful time. I got to meet and see a lot of really cool people. Got to talk to a lot of really cool people. Because I put myself out there. Because I tried. And that's what you need to do too. So don't focus on your win-loss rate. Don't focus on how many points you score. Focus on making memories. And focus on having fun, because that's what this is all about. So go do it. That's what I want you to do. And I think that's what you should want to do. And it doesn't mean that you have to lose every game. It doesn't mean you have to bring weak lists to tournaments just to make friends. It doesn't mean that you can't try hard. But it does mean that you have to go into it with an understanding of what you're trying to do. So do that. Focus on it, make some memories, and make this hobby worth it. Because we put a lot of time, sweat, money, tears, blood, all of it is into this. And at the end of the day, it needs to be worth it. And your win-loss record is not going to make it worth it or not. Your memories are going to make it worth it or not. So let me know down below your greatest memory from this hobby. Let me know what you think about when you think about Warhammer 40,000 or Age of Sigmar or Kill Team or whatever game it is. Tell me what you think of when you think about it. And let me know down below. And we'll share some wonderful memories with each other and see what we can do. So go out there, play some games, paint some models, meet some people, have some laughs, and enjoy it all. So I hope you guys have all enjoyed this. I certainly have. I've been Phil, the Glacial Geek, as always. And until next time, stay safe and have fun.